There we go. Hello guys, it's Technology Freak. Yep. My main channel is not going to be active for the foreseeable future. So, if I were to get that Zoom recorder, this is what I'm gonna do. So normally, what I would do, which one is the Apple one? Oh yeah, there it is. The USB-C cable is stuck on it. Yeah, it's USB-C, what do you expect? Anyway, oh yeah, I was supposed to charge this thing, wasn't I? Un momento. Speaking a little Spanish, not too much. In fact, I don't even, I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, one thing has got to be made clear. One, I'm gonna say he's a rival now. Gallagher 123 beat me at making a video about it. But then again, I'm kind of glad he did, because now I got to see a visually impaired person's viewpoint, no pun intended, of the Zoom H1 Essential. Now, as far as I know, not everything speaks at the moment. Now remember, this isn't like the Olympus recorder where it's just all said and done. No, they're going to update it. There is going to be a way to update it. There's a software thing that I'm not sure, there are some devices that allow you to update the software, but yet you can't update it from the device. Like, there's no real option to. So I'm assuming what you have to do is you have to grab the file from the support and downloads page from Zoom themselves, and then you have to put the file on, I guess, the root of the SD card, because that is the storage medium for the recorder. It is the storage medium. The storage for the Zoom H1 Essential is the SD card. You can put anywhere from about 4 gigabytes, which, according to what I hear, 40 minutes per gigabyte, that gives you around 120 minutes, doesn't it? No. Nope. That's 40 times 3. Getting your math right. 160. So that's 1 hour and 40 minutes. No. That's 100. That's 2 hours and 40 minutes worth of audio. So that would not be worth it for me. So basically, depending on the format, so I think you only can record in WAV, as far as I know. There's no playback settings in the menu, according to Gallagher's video. But does that mean that they have a playback does that mean that they're not going to have one in the future? No, that doesn't mean that they're not, but that doesn't mean that they're going to either. So what are we left with? A menu that has about 7 or 8 different items when you press the menu button. Yeah. I don't have the recorder itself, but from what Gallagher described Oh boy, it's a great departure from the Olympus recorder. Daggum, dang, like a really big. It's a big departure. Not big departure. It's a departure from what I used to know. So, like, let's say I got, like, okay, so my Olympus recorder is right here. My DM720. Doesn't have a battery in it right now, but it did. The way that worked was, if you remember from me reviewing it, there was a home menu and a button with two dots on it. I think it's the button that you use to move files. Then below that, of course, there's a microphones, the screen, the three buttons that I just talked about. Below is a record slash, I'm going to record and a play button. Below that, record and stop button. Below that was the arrow pad and play pause button. And then erase and then back, as far as I know. Erase and back, I think. I'd have to go look at my review. But anyway, the way the Zoom recorder works is I believe there are 4 buttons at the top of it. Now, I can go off memory. Okay, I'm not stupid. I'm not that stupid. I can go by memory. So apparently, the way if I can imagine it, 4 buttons. So I think there's a screen in between 2 microphones at the top, and then 4 buttons. The ones in the middle are your navigation buttons. The low cut, and I believe what was the other one? There was another one that, those buttons are multifunctional. And one of those buttons, when in playback mode, acts like the Ultranex, where there's like a file options menu. But there's not too many options in there. When it comes to the recorder side of things, be prepared to learn a lot of different things about it. I'm gonna have to be, because the way you navigate is not the way that you would normally do it. But still, like, basically, those buttons, the delete button when in a menu is the select button. The back button was something else in the main mode, on the main home screen. So yeah, the delete button is not always there, so don't always count on it. So apparently, instead of volume buttons, there's a volume wheel instead, kind of like on the headphones that you'd find on like older pairs of headphones with a volume wheel. I'm assuming that's how that's going to work. And then the menu button's on the side. And then the record button is in the middle of a 5-button thing. Like 4 buttons. I think I can imagine this. 2 buttons on one side, 2 on the other. Record in the middle. Geez, that is a weird setup. Like, dadgummit, dude. Zoom, you're gonna be killing me. You are gonna be killing me. Dude, blind people having a recorder from the company Zoom, not the video platform. Don't get it confused with that. They make very good microphones and very good recorders. Their recorders record in very high quality, stuff like that. The H1 Essential is basically the base model recorder. Base model, meaning you don't worry about, a lot of stuff. It's I would say borderline pro level recorder type of stuff. If I thought the Olympus and the Ultranex were bad, oh boy, am I in for a dadgum treat. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. So as I said in my previous video, the the storage can go anywhere from about, I guess, 4 gigabytes to a terabyte, I guess. So you can format the card, and the way to do the, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about the time and date. So apparently the way Gallagher 123123 says to do it is to do it through the sequence of year, month, day. So basically 2024-02-24, basically. Which is fine. I don't really care. It's usually supposed to be 24-02-2024. That's what it's supposed to be. But according to the accessibility guide, you have to have it in a specific format. And I assume it has you set it up in the beginning. Now, I could have someone set it up, but the thing is, why? Why do that? Why do that when I can do it on my own? It's just a little inconvenience, but I'm pretty sure over time they will fix it. Remember, this is a first-time release. The screen reader is version 1.01, so basically, actually the accessibility, I would, you know what? Could I just go all Android and call it the accessibility suite? Because essentially, see what I did there? Essentially, the H1 Essential is literally got an accessibility suite type thing. The only accessibility it's got, and by the way, it mispronounces accessibility. Come on, Zoom. What are you thinking? I'm pretty sure they'll fix it in another update. But anyway, 1.04 is the version of the firmware. So here's what I'm guessing. Either Zoom is trying to copy Google with Android and TalkBack by updating the guide sound feature, whatever the heck it is, separately from the firmware of the voice recorder. I really hope that's not the case, because the way Olympus used to do it, like with their DM line of recorders, a majority of them, the DM 720 to be exact, that, even though it had 4 gigabytes of memory, and the only reason why recorders have that amount of memory is you were expected to take that recorder, plug it into your computer, and get the data off. It's more meant for temporary use. But nowadays, voice recorders can store up to a lot of, recordings and data. Depending on what size card you get with that Zoom H1 Essential, you can store up to a certain amount of hours. With the 48 kilohertz that Gallagher 123123 said on his, you can get up to 92.5 hours of audio on a 128 gigabyte micro SD card, which, in my opinion, oh my gosh, that is amazing. You cannot go wrong with that. If you're someone that likes to keep a lot of recordings, then yeah. You know what I could also do right? People don't get this, but you can actually have a backup, audio only, of course, of a video. So, like, for example, since the iPhone 15 is a USB-C and I've got a USB-C cable, guess what I can do? I can plug that Zoom H1 Essential into the USB-C port. Well, with the... No, hold on. I can plug the USB-C cable into the Zoom H1 Essential and then plug the other end into the phone. It can work with a phone a phone and computer. It can work as an external microphone. Or you can actually record as the thing is actually recording. Like, say, if I was to record a video and say the phone dies or whatever, like, let's say if I were to take it off the charger and if it were like 25%, if I had to record, like, say, a demonstration of something, like, I don't know, let's just go for an example, like, I don't know, how to navigate voice view in the YouTube app or something like that. If I were to do that and let's say the phone dies at, like, if I were to do a video over an hour and let's say hypothetically the phone dies, and if the recorder was recording, it will have the audio version of that video. It will have it. It will literally, if you have it recording at the time. But with a DSLR camera from back in the day, when you did have to record audio and video, you had to make sure that the audio matched with the video. You couldn't just record audio and hope the video, you had to sync it with it. And even with some of those cameras that did have video capability, their microphones were often junk, so you still had to record. You just had to remove the camera audio and just leave the photography stuff there, like the photo, like the visual stuff. Is the best way to put it. So today we have smartphones, laptops, tablets, PCs, and they all can record fine, which is why people can get external microphones for their computers and use them. But somehow people can go and do field recordings and just record, I guess. I don't quite understand all of that stuff. I'm not an audio expert. But usually the recorders from Zoom are meant for podcasting, video creating, interviews, music production, and whatever else, movie making, filmmaking. I guess you could use that recorder for vlogging, I guess, if you really wanted to, but it would only be audio, though. Then I guess it would just be an audio recording of somebody just doing random stuff. Would it be kind of cool if videos, if recorders could actually play video? Actually, never mind. No, it wouldn't, because the recorder wouldn't have the processing power for that. It would be kind of weird, but those recorders are actually meant for audio. And the Zoom H1 Essential has 32-bit float, which actually makes the recorder seem like it's not recording at a very high volume when recording. But there's an option in the options thing for like the file. There's a option in the file options menu that allows you to normalize it. but it would be a lot quicker if you used software on your computer. So basically, in short, a mix between the Olympus voice recorders and the Ultranex in my like from when I used the Ultranex and all that. That recorder is going to be the first one that never had playback settings, but I don't think it was actually ever meant to play back. I mean, well, not that it's not meant to play back, excuse me. You can play back files, you can go through the file list and play back stuff. You know, I'm actually beginning to wonder, it probably is not possible, but would you be able to plug in a USB-C thumb drive? Probably not. Because it's probably meant for just data transfer and that's about it. Well, I mean, maybe not. But then again, I don't think that USB-C port's powerful enough to drive that. See what I did there? Drive a USB flash drive. Sure, I'll drive it to the nearest convenience store. Anyways, guys, I am literally done here. I've been rambling about that recorder. I hope to get it within the near future. And by then, hopefully I'll have a real... Oh my gosh. A really huge amount of storage for recording on the go. I know my phone's got a 128 gigabytes of storage base model, but whatever, I don't care. But the phone stores more than just recordings. It stores videos, it stores apps, it stores data. In fact, recordings are data. So, yeah. But the fact that you have to have an SD card in there at all times, there's no real problem, because I've had a Braille display, the Focus 40, that had, it relies on an SD card. But some recorders have built-in memory, but it's really just there for, you know, more temporary storage. You know, I was thinking about getting a 16 or 32 gigabyte SD card, or micro SD card, but I'm thinking, you know, getting one that's 128 gigabytes is good enough. If I wanted to record a whole lot of recordings, which everyone knows, you know, sometimes I'd like to have offline files and stuff like that. Now, I'm not sure if you could use it like an MP3 player. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. You know, maybe they should add music functionality. Hey, the people working at the Zoom company that makes their recorders and the microphones, if you're listening, which I highly doubt that, since this is a small YouTube channel, I doubt that they will listen, but hey, maybe MP3 mode wouldn't be a bad idea. MP3 player mode, like where you can like go into a program you can maybe download or something. I don't know. Maybe that could be an add-on that they can add in the future. Like maybe they can make add-ons like an MP3 player program that you can add to it, and then you would have to get the necessary voice guidance file for that. Or you could already have it programmed, but I don't know. I'm not one of the people that do this thing, but I'm just a person that's on YouTube giving my thoughts, and Even though I don't have the recorder in hand, I would still like to use it. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but the more you learn, the more you do. And you can learn a lot from a simple digital voice recorder. Anyways, guys, this is Technology Freak, and I'm reacting to Gallagher 123123's video without there even being a video playing in the background. So, see you guys.